10 minutes from now, you will understand how to get 730,000 views every single year without using social media, without having to pay for advertisements, without using galleries, without doing anything. I'm an artist myself. I've gained millions of views online as well as offline, and this strategy comes from, or is inspired by, Keith Haring. In 1980, Keith Haring understands that he needs to come up with a plan. He needs to gain some notoriety. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody admires him. He doesn't have any followers. Nobody watches his art. And his art, frankly, is not that good. It's like one-line doodles on a canvas. And so he's desperate. He's feeling sad that his career is not going anywhere. And he comes up with the following plan. He is gonna go to the subway stations in New York, and then on the empty advertisement spots he is going to hang his artwork instead of the advertisements that normally hang there. Now those subway stations in New York, some of them get tens of thousands of people pass by every single day, and so even if some guy that is doing the advertisements in those subway stations is gonna come along and take his art away a couple of hours later, then he still gets thousands of potential views. And here's the thing, because his artworks are so rudimentary, are so simplistic, are so easy to make, he can make them in a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes max. He is able to hang his art in several subway stations a day. And so he's now getting tens of thousands of views, potential views a day. Lo and behold, a couple of months, a couple of years later, everybody knows who he is. Everybody is interested in these types of artworks because they've seen them all over the place, and slowly and steadily the galleries start to become interested as well. Now, there's one problem with this strategy. That is that it's illegal. You can't just go to the subway stations and hang your art or prints or anything like that. People know that it's you because the internet makes it very easy, and you will get potentially fined. So I can't recommend you this. But there's another strategy inspired by the Keith Haring strategy that is way better. It's not illegal, and it's also going to result in sales and not just views. And so the strategy that is better than the Keith Haring strategy is a strategy I call the doctor's methods. So here's what you're going to do. You are going to hang your art in the waiting room of doctors, obviously with permission of those doctors. Perhaps not just doctors. You can do lawyers, you can do anything that you want. And here's the thing. Let's say that these doctors get 20 to 30 patients every single day. Let's say it's 20. That is 7,300 a year. If you would do 100 of these waiting rooms, then you would get 730,000 views every single year. Now these are not just 5-second views, these are 15 to 20 minute views. On top of that, you could put your art book there as well, that people can learn about your art and discover more art and all of that stuff. And that is just something that people do. People in waiting rooms need something to read, they need something to do, and so your art book might as well solve that problem in and of itself. Now I know what you might be thinking by yourself, Dries. Why would I hang my art in waiting rooms if I could just hang my art in galleries, in shows? And you know what, Dries? During those opening shows of the galleries, 30 people show up. Not those 730,000 people that you're talking about. No, 30. It's amazing. Well, to those people who want sexy solutions, here's the reality. If you clicked on this video, you don't have a following. It's without social media, you don't have a following. You can't even get into galleries in the first place. And even if you would be able to get into those low-level, beginner-level galleries, they are getting 30 people come to their opening shows. These are loser galleries. They are not getting any better results. And everyone is chasing those galleries. Everyone is chasing that sexy strategy that's not that powerful in the first place. Chasing the non-sexy strategies doesn't have any competition. People are constantly complaining about the art world being too saturated. Well, here you have a strategy that nobody else is doing. On top of that, you are a super smart genius. You've watched all my videos before. You know how the art world works. You know how to sell stuff. You know that the only game that people are playing is called whoever understands the customer best wins. That's the game. That's the rule. And so in this particular scenario that I just explained, the doctor's method, you are in fact solving problems. You are in fact helping people out. You are in fact understanding not just the doctors and the lawyers who have waiting rooms, but also the people who are sitting there in those waiting rooms. Your art will solve the problems of those people in the waiting rooms. Your art will solve the problems of the doctors and of the lawyers who own those waiting rooms. If you have luxurious art, then you are transforming the waiting room of the lawyer in a more luxurious, memorable experience, which will justify the price points that those lawyers can ask, and also make it more memorable, meaning that the lifetime value of the customer increases, considering that the customer remembers that experience more. Your art can also reduce the anxiety and stress that people are feeling in those waiting rooms. They are sick, they are waiting at the doctor's office, they are stressed out that they might die, and your art, colorful and joyful and amazing, is hanging there, turning a smile on their face. And so this is the type of stuff that you want to be doing in your life in general, understanding people's problems and then solving those problems. This is how you sell art. This is how you build a career as an artist. Now let's compare this to a sexy strategy. Let's compare it to a sexy strategy. For example, art fairs. One of the best art fairs in the world for independent artists to go to is the Other Art Fair. I went to that art fair myself. I have a lot of experience there. If you would do this, you would be getting, in the better art fairs like this one, for example, you would be getting, let me check this for a moment, you would be getting 14,258 visitors. 14,000 visitors compared to 730,000 visitors. On top of that, for those 14,000, you will have to pay a lot of money. Thousands of dollars in booth fees, transportation fees, accommodation fees, all sorts of fees that you will have to pay. Via 730,000 views a year, passively, without doing anything, for free. Now sure, 14,000 will get you slightly more collectors, a denser group of collectors, a denser group of people who actually want to buy art. But don't be mistaken. A lot of these people on those fairs are not selling anything. They're not selling anything. They pay all of that stuff and then they go home with 0 sales. And so 730,000 will get you also sales. Because here's the thing, if you hang your art in 100 doctors' waiting rooms, for example, or 100 lawyer waiting rooms for a 1-year period or a 2-year period, and then you send those people, hey, I need my art. This was a 2-year period thing. You kind of agreed with them prior that this would be a 2-year period thing, and now you are going to get this back. Well, some of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% of them will not want that. They will want the art right there, to keep it there, and they will want to buy it because it's good, because now they got used to your artwork in their waiting room and they love it. They fell in love with your work because your work is amazing, and so now they buy it for a $5,000 price point. And so you have 5 sales at $5,000 price point, $25,000 in that 2-year period that you get on top of all of it. And here's the thing. You only need one person to change your entire life. You only need one gallerist, one dealer that sees your art in the waiting room, that takes your book that is lying there and falls in love with your work. And so then the question becomes, well, of those 730,000 people, is it possible that there's one gallerist or one dealer in there that actually likes your work? And the answer is, of course, yes. The reality is that those gallerists, they also get sick. They also go to those waiting rooms. They are also sitting there watching whatever there is to watch, to consume. If you're interested in more unconventional strategies, I recommend my video, Hidden Art Markets. Art sales happen here, not on social media. It's a video where I talk about a particular story of a person on an art fair that had a particular strange strategy that resulted in 16 pieces sold on that fair. Talking about art fairs. I also have a free PDF, checklist, sales strategy guide for free for artists on art fairs. Link in the description. That's it. Get the hell out of here.